Oh, hello and welcome back. This bit I'm going to show you some basic joining techniques with the card and the other bits and pieces. Now, some of these things work naturally. If you look at this, I've cut this from this bit of packaging and already has these folds in it. So rather than try and, cut them off, I'm going to work with them and I'm going to use them as tabs to join things. Now, this is where, a ruler would help, but it's not, it's not necessary to have a ruler. You can do it with, working things out. You could decide on the size on a box and use that to mark things out over and over again. So I've cut this first one out. Now I want the second one to be the same size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the first one to mark out the second one. So I'm going to almost use it as a template, like that, and I'm going to cut this out just using a pair of scissors. Now you could have a craft knife. I don't have one, sadly. I don't know where it's gone. I have my wife's bread knife, which don't tell her, I'm going to use it. Keep that as a secret for us. Now, I've got those two bits and I can see that they're not the same size. If I was wanting to make someone square, I would have to make sure that they are the same size. So I'm just going to use the first one again to template, the second one across like that. So I've now got two bits that are the same size. And the more accurate you are at this point, the better your model will turn out. So I've got them like that. So I've got the two bits that I can start to join together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply just tape them with the tabs on there, and I'm going to try and find my tape under this mess that slid down, and that's my tape there. So in the best Blue Peter fashion, a little bit of sticky back plastic, and I'm going to tape them together along that joint, and I've got that. And then I can tape them again at the top just to hold them together like so. So I'm going to tape them along there like that. Oops. Like so. Right, so I'm starting my model making process. Other ways of joining things, I've got this toilet roll tube. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some slots in it. Now again, I could measure it, but it's a circle, so it's quite hard to measure. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my finger size and I'm just going to mark it all the way around about a finger width apart, like that. And hopefully it'll work out. I probably should have practiced this. Oh, look at that, fantastic. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to make a series of small cuts about the same length all the way up. I'm just going to guess that. I'm going to judge, estimate. I suppose it's a numeracy skill, estimation. And I'm going to cut them all like that. This is the point I should probably have some music, speed it up, but sadly my video editing skills aren't that good. And I've then got a series of little flanges, it's a funny word, that I can then tape onto things to connect them. So I've got them, and I could tape them onto that object like that. So that's one way of joining something that's circular. Other things I can do with this, I can make slots. So say I had something I wanted to come out here. Now I'm just going to pull that apart again, just work on the same thing. I could say, well, I'm going to make a slot in there and I'm going to have something else that slips onto it like that. So again, I'm going to cut a slot. Now this is the point that I do need something sharp. Now I've got my knife, so again, be very, very careful. I've got a cutting mat. I'm lucky enough to have a cutting mat at home. But if you don't, make sure you use something under there. Don't do this onto the good table or onto the carpet or anything like that, because angry parents aren't what we need at this point. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to very carefully cut that slot. So again, if you are using a craft knife or a knife, make sure that you're very careful. Even better still, adult supervision would be better. And I'm going to create a little slot in my card, which I can then slot something into. Now, I don't have anything pre-made. I'm just going to take this. Is it the same size? Yeah, it's a bit bigger. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to cut that across there with my scissors. Oops. And I can slot that into, too big. Again, a little bit. You guys can take a little bit more time. So I'm under pressure here. Not that much pressure, but let's have a little look. And that can go in there, hopefully. Like that. And I can then fold it over and I can tape it again on the back. I have something like that I can use to create other things that come out at right angles, perpendicular to the edge. Other than that, there's other things we can do. We can make things that slot together. So if I wanted to join this like that, I could make a slot in one side. So it's called a halving joint. So I'm going to measure that carefully. That's 80 millimeters. So if I come in 40 millimeters on this side, so 40 millimeters, and I can either use my scissors and I can cut something out like so. And I'm going to do the same on this one. So again, I'm going to come in 40 millimeters. Oops. And I'm going to cut the two of them. There we have it. So I have that as a halving joint, yeah, like that. So there's some ways, there's lots of other ways. You could use staples, you could use paper fasteners, you can use blue tack, you can use glue, you can use anything you want. I don't have those things. All I have is a little roll of sellotape, very precious is all I have. I'll have to get more when I'm shopping, like that. So that's some basic joining techniques that you can try with your work. Thank you.